Welcome everyone to a Sunday edition of the All Effin' Wrestling Show, where we normally have our shows. It's not really a Sunday edition.
Nothing is normal so far.
So tell me, JFB, I know what we got on the show, but for the sake of announcing it to everyone, what's on the show today?
We got news, and then we do Dynasty predictions, if you will, for Dynasty. All this and more on the All Effin' Wrestling Show. Tell them, EVP Joe.
Hit that music.
We're clear for takeoff.
That's all systems go. Move that AFW logo up. Stat.
You're watching the AFW Network.
Sunday, morning, afternoon, tonight. We're talking about eating my supper brand new and warm because it's going to be freshly made. I'm going to be watching Dynasty on pay-per-view, AEW's annual pay-per-view. Holy cow, I'm really excited because this is a stacked show. I wrote out the show. It's not bad. It's got a lot of great matches. Before we get started, I am, of course, the Chief Shenanigans Officer, soon to be champion as he beats Tuna Left or whatever the hell, or Tuna or Lunatic.
Remember, we're not doing that anymore.
Oh, that's right. Anyway.
Old habits die hard.
Regardless, I am, of course, your Chief Shenanigans Officer. I am the guy that works in the engine room of the AFW Network, shoving coal into the engine that is the AFW Network. I am the JFB.
Keep his supper warm, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm, of course, the patron saint of professional wrestling, your Canadian hero. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada effing dry, damn it. How the hell are you guys?
Woo! Damn good.
Good. And you all know me. I'm the EVP. But I'm not just the EVP, because tonight I want to be live and in person at Dynasty.
That's right. He's going to Dynasty.
Yep. Dynasty is an hour from my house up on Temple University, so I'm going.
He's going to drive up, park. He's going to hold a sign that says, we'll eat donuts for tickets, and they're going to go.
I already got my ticket after this show. Dude, got my ticket.
Is this the shirt you're going to wear? They just keep
yeah, this is the shirt I'm wearing. Wearing the shirt to the show. And then got the ticket, and then right after the show, I'm going to go reserve my parking at the Leah Course Garage, which is right behind the center.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Man, he's got made in the shade.
And so we're going to little friendly rivalry to see who does best out of us three. I'm going to serve you up some jabroni bitches here today.
I thought you were going to say some McKnuckle sandwiches.
Oh, McKnuckle sandwiches. Anyways, before we get started.
That's the next shirt.
What is the whole rigmarole? We got an order the way we do things. And the first thing we need to do is we need to talk about the news. From the four corners of the globe, from our studios to your home, this is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB. Rumor is that Hulk Hogan created gold. I don't know if you heard that. So he's claiming that he created the element gold. Just kidding. I'm joking. But
Our comedians might have something to say about that.
Yeah. I say we start every news segment with a thing that Hulk Hogan may or may not have invented or been.
Wasn't that what Gargamel was trying to do on the Smurfs? Wasn't he trying to take the Smurfs and turn them into gold?
Yes.
Such a random thing. Let me turn these critters into gold. Like,
Oh, Gargamel. What was the name of the cat?
Azrael.
Azrael, that's right. Okay. Anyways. So apparently, if you watched SmackDown, there was a very heated exchange between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Her talking about Kaiser sliding into Flair's DMs, her writing as a Nepo kid. Oh, anyways, WWE decided to edit all of that out for the social media content as if nothing happened. Canada Dry, WWE, are they revising history? They're just cutting out. Ooh, we don't want to touch.
Which part are we talking about? What,
WWE eliminating personal attacks between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
well, I saw it all live. I didn't know what deleting you're talking about. They didn't delete anything.
The posting it on social media.
Yeah, on social media.
Oh, so they're. So I think Charlotte's legit pissed then. If they're doing that.
They're not happy about it. Neither of the fans. Fans are voting it down left and right. Like,
I didn't mind it. I thought it was great because it's real heat, and sometimes that's when you get the best shit.
Yeah.
But they just seemed like catty little shrews.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah, definitely.
So I saw parts of it. I don't watch WWE on a weekly basis, but from what I saw, like, it was like, for me, it was kind of sad. It was really bad. I didn't like it. Charlotte, like, I know I'm probably in the minor in this, but she doesn't get anybody over. She is like, I feel I have empathy for Ashley, the real person.
Yeah.
I don't care for Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte had, like, I don't know the last person she's legit got over or made better coming out of a feud with her.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, like, we look at this promo, and usually Charlotte's promo, she verbally buries her opponents. And then I guess she had enough. I guess Tiffany had enough and just like did some personal attacks on the.
This isn't the first time Charlotte's done this to Tiffany either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame Tiffany. Like, you got to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
But the comeback that Charlotte had was so weak sauce because no one's going to believe that she's going to trade Tiffany. Ludwig is going to trade Tiffany for Charlotte.
No, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw it, but Mr. Isaacs put a meme in our group chat that says Ludwig Kaiser, the first man to be accused of cheating, and no one believes it.
I love it. Let's talk about Hall of Fame. So natural disasters are getting the induction. The WWE's Hall of Fame is doing something different. They are now nominating moments in WWE history, matches that played important parts in the evolution of WWE.
So the interesting thing about that, JP, is like they're calling it moments.
Yeah. It's not. It's a full match, is what they're.
But that scares me that they're calling it moments.
Yeah,
because like matches, I can understand these are historic, but like you could have something stupid in there, like
the beer bath.
Huh?
They're gonna put the beer bath in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, something like that. Like
the evil.
The milk bath,
Austin came out with the beer truck and sprayed the corporation down. Okay, so we did talk about this last week, JFB, while you was out on assignment, literally. Yeah. But I have a question for you two. So obviously, the first match is Austin and Bray.
Yeah,
very worthy match.
Absolutely.
Here's my question, though. Do you think it was their first pick, or do you think it would have, if it wasn't for Hogan's response on that first Netflix episode, would it have been Hogan and Andre?
No, I think it was gonna be Brett and Stone Cold. As
Okay.
much as important as Hogan slamming Andre, wrestling was already really popular back then. Seeing the double turn kind of ushered in the Attitude Era, if you will.
Yeah, and it was the final cap that made Austin into a star.
Yeah.
So, do you think they'll eventually put Hogan and Andre in with how Hogan has been received by the
I don't think that
universe?
match is going to go for a while. I think you're going to look at matches like Savage and Steamboat and things like that.
If Hogan was to slam Donald Trump live on TV and spit on him, maybe. Maybe. That's what it's going to take for him to do that, to get into the Hall of Fame. Just maybe. Let's talk about KO. KO came out, talked about his neck injury, that he will not be appearing at WrestleMania 41, which kind of leaves Randy Orton in limbo, if you will, for his WrestleMania moment. We talking.
Okay, so let me say this. So this Wrestle Votes brand, they're quoting the different things, like it's going to be Aleister Black / Malachi Black.
Yeah,
but like they make random claims all the time. They also said breaking news: Britt Baker has been released, but no one's backed that up.
Yeah,
it's not true at all.
Like they Wrestle Votes, as far as I'm concerned, they suck.
Yeah,
they literally throw a million things at the wall, and when one sticks and they're right, they're like, look, see, we called it, we were right.
Yeah.
Like that's what they do.
Yeah. So we thinking this is shoot? We thinking this is a work with Kevin Owens?
Oh, this is legit.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Kevin.
Yeah.
And apparently the injury was not the ladder match, but a match, a regular match.
Yeah. Yep.
It does suck. And I like, not to sound callous, but I hope it's a real injury, because I'm not big on saying, oh, we have a neck injury when he really doesn't. I think there's so many other ways they could do this. Like they could have faked a broken arm or a wrist or just something. But there's already a lot of people out there saying, oh, this is a work. And I'm like, that's in such poor taste. And I don't see KO going along with it.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, Kevin Owens was so babyface.
Yeah.
Just being himself, and Randy Orton, like,
because KO's always right. He's always been right. Over this whole last year and a half of this story he's had, he's always been right.
Yeah. So someone had a debut at SmackDown, goes by the name Ray Phoenix. They even talk about the Lucha Bros. Can I just say, what a piss poor debut for Ray Phoenix. It was horrible. It was not good at all.
Who did they? I missed that. Who did they have him against?
Nathan Frazier. Who should have
NXT Tag Team Champion.
Okay.
He should have had a good match, and he didn't.
You bring up a guy from NXT.
Well, they did that with Penta too, didn't they? Didn't he face Frazier in his first match?
I don't think so.
No.
I think it was Gable, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
It was. It was Gable. Yeah.
I know I'm in the minority in this because everyone was like, "Oh, don't ruin it." They should have just made these guys a tag team from the jump. I get it. You have Penta in this Intercontinental thing, but you have enough moving pieces there. You should just. Honestly, you should have just said this will be Lucha Brothers.
They will be the Lucha Brothers. Their shirts are basically the same.
Yeah.
They're both going to go on a short singles run, and then they're going to do tag.
I wouldn't have even.
And it's nothing against Nathan Frazier. I thought Nathan Frazier wrestled a great match. Penta looked not good. Penta looked like he was not. He was. You ever listen to a commentator and they're calling a game and you're wondering, are they calling the same game I'm watching? That's kind of what like this was.
I wonder if the WWE style kind of throws them a bit.
I think it
absolutely
was.
Dude, look at the Motor City machine guns.
Yeah.
They are not the Motor City machine guns that I know from TNA or ROH or New Japan or any other indie. They move so slow, like it makes me want to cry watching them wrestle.
Yeah.
Because that is not the machine guns I know and love.
Yeah. So Nia Jax is in the news. She posted just one word when it came to the discussion about her missing TV time. That's injury related. The injury has not been discussed. She retweeted it and just said false. So we don't really know why she's not on TV, but it's not injury that's keeping her off TV. I'm going to go on a limb and say it's wrestling talent that's keeping her off TV. Yeah, what do I know? I'm just
Yeah, what was the last time she was wrestling? Was she in the Royal Rumble?
Nia?
Nation.
It was a tag team match.
Yeah.
Her and who was it? Her and I forget versus
it was Tiffy.
Yeah, Tiffany and Trish versus Candice LeRae and
Yeah.
Nia.
So it hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
But she is missing Mania.
She is not going to be at WrestleMania. You know who else might not be at WrestleMania, but is newly signed with the WWE? It's Rusev Day. Rusev Day. Rusev Day.
You're the only one that cares, JFP.
Formerly known as Miro, formerly known as Rusev, now known as Rusev, has officially
Do
signed.
you know what I would do if I was WWE?
What?
I would sign
Yeah.
Aiden English.
You might as well.
Yeah, you just had to buy him out of his contract with TNA.
Yeah.
I would sign him and get him right back.
Because he's the only thing good about Rusev Day. If you
No,
don't have
he is
Aiden
solid.
English singing, Rusev Day means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And Rusev's going to fall flat on his face.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine you could get someone else doing it, but it would be better.
I mean, either way, the only over thing about Rusev Day is Aiden English. Rusev isn't over because of Rusev Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the days of like big guys with no charisma
Yeah.
is over.
Yeah.
It's been over.
Yeah.
Like you look at guys like Braun Strowman. He's a big guy, but the best he can do is like really?
Yeah.
I will say though, someone did like send a tweet to Aiden English, or Matthew Rainwalt is his real name, and his response was WWE has my phone number. So
Yeah. And bring back Lana too, Lana Day.
yeah, why
Just
not?
great.
Let's just
Yeah, might as well
reunite
do
the
the
whole
whole
group.
I totally missed what you said. I got frozen, but that's all right.
I
Anyway.
said bring
back
back
Lana.
Lana Day as well.
Huh?
Bring back Lana Day as well if you can bring back English.
Because as of right now, she's not
Yeah.
coming back, which is kind of weird.
So we have a
Can we talk about that for 1 second?
sure.
Like they said she's not coming back.
Nope.
As of right now, she's not. No.
I think that's a major miss.
Yeah.
Unless you bring back English and then bring her back later.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe she just doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, guarantee she's chomping at the bit to get back out there.
Yeah. Acting career is not really taken off per
Yeah.
se. Street Profits are officially in WrestleMania. They're in a 4-way match between Los Garza.
Should have been the Lucha Bros.
Yeah.
You froze,
Right.
JFP.
Los Garza. I can't.
JFB, can you leave and come back because you're freezing? So while
Anyway.
he's frozen.
Do you know the 4 teams? Oh.
Okay, can you leave and come back, JFB? Maybe that'll help because you keep freezing.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah. That's the price you pay to put on a live podcast.
Yep.
But I would have it any other way.
I don't know.
Oh, does the live bother you sometimes?
I mean, when it's just me and you go frozen, it absolutely bothers me 100%.
Oh.
There we go.
Hey, welcome back.
Well, when was the last time I was frozen?
That's true. You upgraded your equipment, so we're good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a PLE.
Wait, we didn't get to hear who are the 4 teams in the ladder match because I legitimately don't know.
So it's Street Profits, it's Los Garza, it's Motor City Machine Guns, and DIY.
Yeah, they should have just pulled out Los Garzas and threw in Lucha Bros. It'd be a great match.
Yeah, I agree.
Are we having the Andre the Giant and the Women's Battle Royal this year?
I don't know. In the last couple of years, they've done it on the SmackDown before. So
I think like you put that at you start the show with it on night 1 and start the show with it on night 2.
Do it on the pre-show. You have a 2 hour
No,
pre-show.
it's like you're downgrading the prestige of it.
There's no prestige to it.
No, you build the prestige. You build the prestige by putting it on Mania again, and start each night with the women's and the men's.
Yeah,
and the winner not only gets the trophy, but you get a title shot.
You get a front row ticket.
One title shot, but you could.
It should be a title shot the next Raw after Mania or SmackDown after Mania.
Yeah, that was something AEW would do.
So our one of our favorite PLEs, one that actually has some implications in the World Championship picture, is no longer part of WWE. King of the Ring is no longer a PLE. They have actually foregone this PLE, which means that now your winner and loser, your winners of the men's and women's King of the Ring do not face the world champion. I'm kind of bummed about this. I liked this new concept that they had. You had some.
So that doesn't mean if it's not a PLE, they could do what they did before and make it a Raw and SmackDown event.
Yes, absolutely.
Which you could still get a title shot out of a result of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, stack it full of, like this is where Malachi Black should debut. This is where Rusev should debut. Bring in some heavy hitters into this, and make it worth the while. So that's it. That's the end of our news, which means it's time to go into. It's time to go into what I like to call the main event. This is the main event of the evening. All right. Now, for those of you who have expendable cash, FanDuels, all this other rigmarole, you know a guy named Joey, want to make some bets, you need some locks. That's what we're here for. In no way, shape, or form should you take our advice and put money down on some of these. But one rule.
But if you need to, definitely use our locks.
Yeah.
If you're going to do anything.
And there's a couple good candidates for lock of the night.
Now, lock of the night means you're locking this down. This is a for sure 1,000,000% for imprint certain lock of the night. Each one is allowed one. Now, the order by which we are going is not the order of this card. There are two
no order of the card.
Yeah, there are 2 0-hour matches. Our first match, Nick Wayne, who is now a part of the Super Junior tournament in New Japan, which is really awesome.
Yes, it is.
He's teaming with Andretti and Rush.
The
They're
Crew.
taking on AR Fox and Top Flight in a trios match. Canada Dry. Lay it on me, brother. Who do you think?
Okay, so who's in the match?
Nick Wayne, Andretti and Rush versus AR Fox and Top Flight.
I think you got to give the match to Nick Wayne and Top Flight. These
Nick
are
Wayne and the Crew.
what?
It's Nick Wayne and the Crew versus AR Fox and Top Flight.
Oh, so who's the crew?
Leo Rush and Action Andretti.
Oh, is that what they're calling themselves?
Yeah.
The Crew. Yep. CRU.
This is dumb. Like
It's an acronym for 3 words. I forget what it is.
Okay, the crew. All right, yeah, I think Nick Wayne and the Crew win.
Okay. What about you, Joe?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go with Nick Wayne and the Crew.
Yeah.
I think Nick Wayne can get a win and some momentum going into Battle of the Super Juniors tournament.
Yeah. You know, I kind of want to pick Top Flight, but man, this stock is going down like the U.S. stock. I mean, this thing is just bottoming out left and right. I'm going to go with Nick Wayne and the Crew. The Crew. Give me a break. What are you, Vince Neil? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the Crew because I think that Nick Wayne needs that momentum going into Super Juniors. I don't expect him to win Super Juniors, but I want him to be as competitive as possible in Super Juniors. So,
But real quick, speaking of these 2 tag teams, what's his name? Don Callis was doing commentary on Collision last night, and he was like, "I would love to take either one of these teams under my wing."
yeah,
I think Top Flight would be a great choice for that.
yeah, I agree. Fuck AR Fox. You can throw him to the side, have him go back and wrestle in Tijuana, where apparently
That's where Candy is.
yeah.
He's not here.
So our second match is Max Caster. Now the person he's actually wrestling is not for certain. It is to be determined. So who is going to wrestle Max Caster, and then who's going to win this match? Canada Dry.
Someone like there's gonna be someone big. I think, like a massive dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Brody King. He's gonna beat up.
Ooh, Brody King.
Brody King is gonna beat up Max Caster. Wait. What if it's? I'll let EVP say it if he's thinking on my wavelength.
So there's 2 different possibilities in my mind, and I think I might be on the same wavelength as you. The first one is a returning Anthony Bowens, which I think would be great.
Even if it's just the pre-show, it's still be.
It's pre-show, which makes me think it's not. But you know who else it could be? A debuting Josh Alexander.
Oh no!
I understand that. I don't think I think he deserves better. But what better way to introduce him to the AEW crowd than to come out there and just have him demolish Max Caster in 10 seconds?
Yeah, but half that arena is going to be milling around outside. Like nobody's coming in for these 2 matches.
Well, that's why you make Max Caster. You need 5 minutes. You make that the last thing that goes on right before the main card starts.
Okay.
I'd prefer Brody King or Bowens.
Yeah, because he has been calling Bowens out a lot lately. So.
Well, he did. He said my old tag team partner.
Who he's not here.
I Canada Drive.
So who do you pick on this one?
I mean, honestly, it's not going to be Max Caster that's going to win this match because I think right now the funny story, the better storyline is Max Caster losing his ass. I don't know Brody King. I don't think it's Max Caster. I think I think the Anthony Bowens. I think the problem with Anthony Bowens is you're wasting him on 0 hour. Half the stage is not there. Half the people aren't watching. Like, it doesn't make sense. But
I think Bowens would be better for a Dynamite or a Collision.
yeah, I think it's Brody King. I think it's just somebody mean and nasty. That's just going to come in and just demolish.
It also could be Buddy. We haven't seen Buddy for a while.
Yeah. I think if this was the very first thing they did on the main card, I could see it being like Bowens or Josh Alexander. But yeah, I don't know.
So let's go into our main event, our main card. I'm going to start with Kyle Fletcher. He's taking on Mark Briscoe. I mean, I guess it's a good way to start your show. Not really.
We don't know what's starting the show.
We don't know what's starting the show. God only knows. So what do you think, Canada Dry? Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe, who are you?
Oh, there's no way in hell that Mark Briscoe is beating Kyle Fletcher. But I will say this. I think it's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a good 10 minutes, and they're gonna put on a good show.
Yeah. All right. EVP Joe.
Okay. First off, I wouldn't say there's no way, because I thought there was no way that he would beat Fletcher in the C2.
You know what you should do? You should make Mark Briscoe your lock of the night.
Absolutely not. Not a chance. But yeah.
Are you writing these down?
Yeah.
This has Fletcher written all over it.
Yeah.
Get him, start warming him, heating him back up again.
Yeah, give Mark Briscoe, give him a good match, but ultimately Kyle Fletcher has to come out of this alive. But give him a good match. Like, don't let Kyle Fletcher run ramshot through Mark Briscoe. Let Mark Briscoe be something that's a deterrent. So you build Kyle Fletcher more and more and more as a resilient bad guy rather than just this monster running through the mid card.
I feel Kyle Fletcher needs a championship.
Continental.
That's the one I'd give him.
Yeah.
I think they already have bigger plans for that, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what I would do? This is foreshadowing my pick later, but not the next, but he should be 2 TNT champions from now.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, he definitely needs some mid-card gold.
Let's talk about Mercedes Moné. She's going to be taking on Julia Hart, not for the TBS championship. No, that wouldn't make too much sense. Instead, she's wrestling Julia Hart in the opening match of the Owen Cup. Canada Dry. Lay it on me, brother.
Yeah, this is they built up Julia pretty good.
Yeah.
They had her tap out Harley Cameron last night in that tag team match.
Yep.
Just for this match alone, they had to build up Julia.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Mercedes Moné in this. It's going to be a good one.
All right. Mr. Joe.
Yeah, I'm going the same. They're not having Mercedes lose. Sorry,
First
love
round.
Julia Hart, but not the Julia Hart in the first round of. Not when there's so many bigger matches for her to have in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mercedes Moné just I don't know why she's in this tournament. It doesn't make a lot of sense. The woman's got some belts. It's a good chance she's probably going to lose the New Japan strong belt with her upcoming match in the next few weeks. But ultimately, she is your TBS champion. Ultimately, that she doesn't really necessarily have the gravitas to be in this tournament.
I think she wins the whole damn thing.
I mean, if they do, you put yourself in the picture of who's going to be your next TBS champion. So she's got to drop that belt at some point.
I don't think she wins it.
Yeah. I
really believe we're getting Mercedes and Athena at All In.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let's go to our next Owen qualifier. This up and young start guy, you might have heard of him. Goes by the Aerial Assassin. The guy is known, I think his name is Will Ospreay. He's taking on this really up and coming superstar called Kevin Knight from New Japan Pro Wrestling, who is now All Elite. Cannon Dry, who are you taking?
I'm going with Will Ospreay, and this is my lock of the night.
Ooh. Lock. Okay.
There's no way in hell that Kevin Knight defeats Will Ospreay. I don't know about this Kevin Knight. He's got a good look.
Yeah.
He's like a Black Brett in that heart. But he's a good wrestler. But I want to see some mic work or something. I want to see some character from him.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the Billy Goat there, Will Ospreay. But I will say, AEW has certainly strapped a rocket to the back of Kevin Knight.
Yeah,
like his first match is against Jay White. Second match is a tag match where he's teaming with Will Ospreay. Now his third match is on pay-per-view against Will Ospreay. Like, you don't get much more of a bigger endorsement than that in AEW.
No.
So yeah, I think Kevin Knight will look good, but yeah, I personally think this is Will Ospreay's tournament to win. Personally, yeah. So.
Yeah, I like Kevin Knight. I think there's a lot more upside than downside. I know Kevin Knight, we haven't had to deal with massive injury when it comes to him. He's been in and out with small little injuries. I really love his character work in New Japan, and I think he's really developing into someone that can be called the future of wrestling. Guys like Nick Wayne, Kevin Knight, Brian Christian, these guys are going to be the guys that you're going to be talking about in 5 years. With that being said, I don't think it's Kevin Knight's tournament. I don't think
Kevin Knight's night.
I was going to say Kevin Knight's night.
Unfortunately, you're dealing with the Billy Goat, with probably one of the best wrestlers in wrestling today, and Will Ospreay. I'm going to go with the two you guys. I'm going to go with Will Ospreay. So
I like to get my lock of the night out of the way, Let you guys have fun for the rest of the show.
That's a really stable limb you're walking out on, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm worried.
I mean, to be fair, if you didn't do it, I was doing it. So.
Yeah.
Tonight, we have our tag team match. The tag team championships are on the line. In one corner, you have the glorious Golden Calves, if you will, the champions, the Hurt Syndicate, versus two guys they just happen to randomly throw together. I'm just kidding. The Learning Tree. And this is for the tag team championships. Canada Dry, you go first.
This is a big win for the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
I don't see.
Syndicate.
Yeah, sorry, the Hurt Syndicate. I don't see and I feel like, I don't feel like they've led enough up to have MJF and his faction come in yet.
Yeah,
I feel like MJF will help them along.
Yeah, I agree with that. How about you, EVP Joe?
So this is my lock of the night. Give me the Hurt Syndicate. There is zero chance, like no chance at all, that the Learning Tree are winning these tag titles.
Yeah, because you also look at MJF as a possible factor to help them win too. So
Well, see, here's what I think. I think that's what's happening tonight. Even though the Hurt Syndicate does not need the help to beat the Learning Tree, MJF is coming out to try and prove that he should be in the Hurt Syndicate.
And also that way, you build up the Learning Tree as a legit threat.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because Joe took his lock of the night. This is my lock of the night as well, only because let's just face facts. The rest of the card is.
Are we going to allow that, Joe? The same lock of the night?
You know what? No, this is not my lock of the night. This is not my lock.
If you let me retroactively go back, I would choose another match that I believe is a lock of the night.
I think we shouldn't be allowed to pick the same lock.
I'm all right with this not being the lock of the night. I have a match that I know was my second tier. But it's too early for the Hurt Syndicate to lose. It's too early to make them look like they could possibly lose because you don't have anybody in the pipeline ready to take over when the Hurt Syndicate is ready to move on to their next destination. And so the problem that you run into is who the hell are you going to put the straps on? The Young Bucks aren't back yet. FTR is getting ready to implode. And when they go heel, well, when they go heel, though, do you want a heel versus a heel faction?
I don't think.
Let's be fair, dude. The Hurt Syndicate aren't heels. Those guys are over like Rover. They're sitting there. Everyone's chanting the words in their song. Yeah,
we hurt people.
Yeah. I really don't buy the Hurt Syndicate as heels. I think they're just badasses, is what they are.
Okay. So, let's go to our next match. This is for the TNT Championship. Is your champion, Daniel Garcia. He's taking on probably one of the oldest guys in wrestling today, Adam Cole, baby. You might know him as the 17-year multi-champion professional wrestler. Canada Dry, your thoughts on this match?
So wait, has he been in as long as like Bryan Danielson?
No.
Not quite?
Danielson has been 24?
Yeah, Danielson has a couple years on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with Adam Cole. This Daniel Garcia championship run only has a couple good matches, and they're both with Adam Cole.
Yeah. Yeah.
So take the belt off him, give it to Adam Cole.
Yeah.
If you have to, turn Garcia heel.
Yeah. Yeah. What better way to get rid of Daddy Magic than to snap his neck and leave him for dead in the middle of the ring?
Yeah, he blames Daddy Magic.
Yeah, that would be good.
Get rid of Daddy Magic. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, they have really made a big emphasis on it is 17 years to the day in the same city that Adam Cole had his first match.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, this is the third time. And it is long past due that Adam Cole hold a title in AEW.
Yeah. Yep.
If they don't do it now, I don't know what they're going to do with the Undisputed Kingdom. Just give him the title. Yeah. Let him run that division for a while because he's going to be able to sit there and have matches with the likes of everyone and be able to build up that TNT division and make people look great.
Yep. Absolutely. I am totally with you guys. I am not going to deviate away from this at all. The reality is everything that could add up to Adam Cole's victory is there. The 17th year, the fact that he's in Philadelphia, the fact that and the fact that you have a TNT champion who basically has just done nothing with the championship. Although in technicality, yes, he is a fighting champion. And in reality, when you're fighting chumps and not legitimate champions, that's a problem.
I will say,
yeah. Huh?
I will say, though, just because this first TNT reign wasn't that great doesn't mean that they can't circle back and in like 2 years have Garcia be the TNT champion again.
A heel TNT champion.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to go with Adam Cole as well, baby. And that's when we get to our next match. This is the Mask and Mascara versus the title. Chris Jericho, your Ring of Honor World Champion. Bandito, who also happens to wear the mask. Here we go. Canada Dry, you go first.
I'm going with Bandito. Chris Jericho has won the other matches, but I would like to see an unmasked Bandito because it would just give him more layers. And I've been on the record as saying this. I don't like masks. I'm not a fan. EP Joe, what do you think?
Bandito wins. For one, I think Jericho doesn't really need the ROH World title anymore.
Yeah.
And two, don't pull a freaking Eric Bischoff and just take a luchador's mask for no reason.
No, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that move if you want to put layers.
I understand why you don't, but there is so much story and history behind a luchador and their mask that it deserves a proper build-up to unmasking the luchador.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't do it. I just don't think you do it now.
Yeah.
Well, they did have him rip off the mask of his brother, so.
Yeah. I mean,
who's Gravity? Let's be honest. This is Bandito, one of the most well-known Mexican luchadors. Yeah. This isn't Hologram or freaking Gravity.
Yeah.
So.
The man that Gravity forgot. Gravity.
I'm going to go with you guys, and this is also my lock of the night. Bandito is not going to lose his mask because the respect – Tony Khan has too much respect for the luchador history to suddenly go ahead and unmask Bandito. It doesn't make sense. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Chris Jericho now that he doesn't have the belt. Although in reality, they haven't really done much with Chris Jericho with the belt. So it'll be interesting to see now that you stripped Chris Jericho where you're going to be with the belts and everything else. But yeah, this is my lock of the night. Bandito with the Los Victorioso. So let's go to our next match. Hold on. Okay, so our next match is going to be for the trios belts. It's going to be the Death Riders. It's going to be rated FTR. Winner takes the belts that nobody cares about. Breaking news, by the way, Alexander Ovechkin did finally score his 895th goal. He is officially now surpassed Wayne Gretzky. Congratulations, Ovi.
Did you see what Dominic Hasek posted?
No, he's a freaking loser.
Dominic Hasek was like saying since a Russian citizen and Alexander Ovechkin isn't denouncing the war in Russia, the attack of Ukraine.
Yeah.
And the NHL isn't making him.
Yeah.
And Canada and the US aren't making him either.
Yeah.
That they are NHL and Canada and US are responsible for the death of all these people.
He lost his mind.
Yeah. Now, the reason I defend Ovechkin in this is because if he verbally comes out against Putin and Russia, if he has loved ones there, they're in danger.
Yeah. Not to say that he's not in danger either.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I said, when you posted that, I was like, if he really thinks a civilian, a U.S. or Canadian or any kind of civilian is going to speak out against the war and then suddenly everything's okay,
Yeah.
he's a freaking moron.
Yeah.
That's putting it nicely. And it's disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah.
Especially as a veteran. It's a slap in the face to everyone who's actually out there doing something. I hate people like him because he trivializes everything and he breaks it down to a point that it doesn't need to be broken down.
Yeah, like someone just coming out and saying, I stand against this war. What does that do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like you said, it's going to do more harm for his family than good. I don't blame Alexander Ovechkin for speaking out against the Russians because they're batshit crazy.
Yeah.
No, Ovechkin doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't blame him for not doing it.
Yeah. I love the little cattail that's just hanging in the camera.
My little cat.
So let's go to our next match, the trios match. Death Riders, rated R, rated FTR. Canada Dry, you go first, my friend. Who you taking?
I'm going with the Death Riders.
Okay.
I could be wrong here.
Yeah.
So I'm not putting a locker. I don't have a lock left. But I think that the Death Riders lose this.
Okay.
I mean, win this, sorry.
Yeah.
And FTR and more things more fractures kind of happen.
Yeah.
At Dynasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And you can't really have those fractures right away if you win.
Correct. There you go. Joe.
Yeah. I've been on record saying that the Death Riders win this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it happens tonight or if it happens on Wednesday, but FTR is destroying Edge.
Yeah.
Or Adam Copeland. And that's ultimately how we're going to get to FTR versus Copeland and Christian at All In.
Yeah.
You think that they are going to do it at Dynasty?
I don't know if it's at Dynasty or if it's Wednesday night on Dynamite.
Because Cash did say we have to talk after this.
Yeah.
Which was dumb.
Yeah. It was 4 days in between Dynamite and Dynasty.
Yeah.
Do your talking.
Yeah.
We can't talk yet.
I'm going to go with you guys. I'm going to go with Death Riders. I think in all honesty, there's going to be something shenanigan worthy that happens. I don't necessarily think the big implosion happens, but I think something does happen that leads to the Wednesday dissolution of rated FTR, which really, in all honesty, thank God, because I'm really sick and tired of seeing Sexton Hardcastle have to deal with these two brats all the time.
You know what? Hold on real quick. You know what might happen? Because this happened on last night. Dax got whacked in the head with the ring bell.
Yeah.
I think that comes back into play tonight.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get like Dax hitting Copeland in the head with a hammer by accident or something.
Yeah. So let's talk international championship. It's not just one-on-one. It's one-on-one-on-one. It's a dirty three-way, if you will.
You say menage a trois.
Champion Kenny Omega taking on Mikey Speedball and Ricochet. Canada Dry, who you going with?
This is Omega's night. He's got the win. He's got the win. Simple as that.
Yeah. Okay. Joe.
Yeah, I'm going with Omega. But I'll tell you, if this was a couple months later and Omega had a good run,
yeah,
I'd be half tempted to go with Ricochet because Ricochet is the Philly boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Like I said, bigger plans for Omega with him as the international champion. So
yeah, and I agree with you. If it had been a little bit later, when the international title on Ricochet isn't a bad move.
Yeah. You're right. If it was 5-6 defenses in, I would say get rid of Omega, shuffle him to the back, let Ricochet run and gun. The problem with not putting the belt on Ricochet is right now, what do you do with Ricochet? Where do you build him up to go to? Because right now, the only thing that's going for him is the international championship. Unless something shenanigan happens that he loses and he's not involved with it, therefore he didn't lose, therefore he thinks he should be the first in line to get a shot at Omega.
You do that, or
if
Adam Cole wins the TNT title,
Yeah.
Just run back that North American program that they had in NXT.
Yeah.
Adam Cole and Ricochet for the TNT title.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling this is going to transition into some matches between Bailey and Ricochet, and I think this is a feud that's just starting between Bailey and Ricochet.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. I mean, and you could also, like you said, you could have Omega pin Speedball and Ricochet come out as that classic heel. Like, I wasn't pinned. I want my one-on-one.
Yeah.
They got some baller Canadians in AEW now.
Yeah, they do.
Well, let's talk about our women's world championship. We're talking about the timeless one, Toni Storm. She's taking on the newest member, the newest baddie of AEW, and Megan Bayne. Canada Dry, who are you going with?
I'm kind of disappointed all our locks of the night are over because I thought someone was going to take this. Yeah, this is your classic. I said this before. This is your classic Hulk Hogan sort of style booking, where you got the big bad Megan Bayne doing some damage to her. Oh, is she able to beat her? She's got pinned. There's no way Toni Storm is losing to Megan Bayne.
No, not a chance. Joe?
Yeah, I think this is definitely a timeless win. But I hope it's great, and I hope we get to see another match or two out of this. I don't want this to be one and done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey, listen, when the well is dry, when there's no cookies and crackers in the cabinets, the match I'm looking forward to the most, man, you're gonna be so fully disappointed in this. You constantly have to feed your champion person after person after person. Hell, that's how the WWE survived most of the 80s. King Kong Bundy, bad guy. Paul Orndorff, we're going to turn him heel, bad guy. Sergeant Slaughter, bad guy. Guy. You just keep feeding them bad guys until eventually nobody cares about Hulk Hogan, and then you just...
Uh-oh.
Frozen.
Hulk Hogan hacked the stream. He got tired of his bad mouth.
He's like, you're not going to talk shit about me, brother. I had an amazing run as champion.
Is he really?
Let's see if we can do the JP post. Let's see if you can do it too.
All right, there we go. There I am. All right, how you doing? There you go. Hey, there.
We're posing as you.
So, anyways, I'm gonna go with timeless Toni Storm. Obviously, that was to move on. So I'm going to go with timeless Toni Storm. Let's go to our main event. Most likely, I don't know, could not be the main event. We're talking about the world champion Jon Moxley. He is taking on Swerve Strickland for the AEW Men's World Championship. Canada Dry, who are you going with?
I'm going with Swerve Strickland.
Okay.
I think Jay White is getting involved for payback and to also pay back his screw up the pay-per-view before when he hit Adam Copeland.
Yeah.
And some reason I think Hangman is also getting involved.
Okay.
And I guess he helps Swerve, I think.
I mean, are they best friends?
Well,
yep.
I think like this is the end of like the hatred, and it's the way to wrap it up by having Swerve admit that he deserved it.
Okay. What do you think, Joe?
I hate to say it, but I think Mox is winning. I don't see Moxley losing his title before the other guys lose the trios title.
Well, I mean, that match is way ahead of the Mox match.
I understand. So maybe if the Death Riders lose the trios titles, then maybe. But I just, going off of what we've picked so far, it would be awkward for the leader of the group to lose his world title while his minions and his Sergeant at Arms and Claudio still have the trios titles.
Yeah.
But it would still give them some illusion of power if they still had some belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something in me that says Mox is retaining.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Joe hasn't taken his medication as of this morning. So he's making these delusional picks as we speak. My God, people, don't start throwing your money down the toilet just yet. Just because Joe picked Moxley to win does not mean that's an actuality. Here's my thing. No one cares about the Trios titles. Have you seen the Trios titles on the Trios champions at any point in the last 2 months? The answer is no. Pac came to the ring, sans the Trios belt. You haven't seen the belt on Claudio. You haven't seen it on Wheeler unless they're defending the championships. They don't wear the belts. No one cares about the belts. Whether they matter or not has absolutely no bearing on the fact that Swerve Strickland is beating Jon Moxley. If I could have made this my lock of the week, my lock of the night, I totally would have. But
you could have, but you chose a different match.
Because I'm playing the odds as we speak. There's lots of loonies and toonies on the line. God.
Oh yeah, you go with the easiest match. You don't go on a limb every time. I think I wanted to go on a limb with this, but
yeah. I understand keeping the belt on Mox. I get it, but at the same time, we're at a point where we're just exhausted with the Death Rider storyline. It's gone nowhere. It's basically spun its wheels in the mud. Use whatever euphemism you want to use. It's done.
It's an anchor on the AEW ship.
Yeah. If it's Old Yella, Ma would have taken it to the back of the side of the barn and shot it dead months ago. Okay? Leave the Ma. Death Riders are like Old Yella. You gotta go.
As long as they're not a prediction show.
Yes.
Swerve loses it to Will Ospreay at All In.
Okay.
In the main event.
Okay.
And that's 2 years back to back in the main event. So Swerve still wins.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I would love to see Moxley with it if the Moxley storyline was making sense, but it's not. It's stale. It's old. It needs to be redone. It needs to be retooled or completely destroyed. And there's no way to do it.
I'll tell you what, JP, according to Mr. Isaacs,
yeah,
he thinks this may go until World's End this year.
Oh God! You know what? Listen.
But you know what I would do? After he loses the title, he goes batshit crazy.
I mean, they should have kept Jon Moxley, the character that they created at the very first time, rather than the character that we currently have now.
Yeah.
Like it was a de-evolution of what was going on with Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley went from convincing villain and possible world champion to completely unconvincing world champion, all within a matter of 3 months. Get the belt off of him and get the story rewritten, or destroy the story, or do whatever it is that you want to do. You know, the rumor of Jon Moxley going back to WWE has been around. You know, listen, outside of Jon Moxley, the rest of them are not a talent. Claudio maybe is like mid card to upper or up card to top card, but Marina Shafir, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, they are not a team member. They are not.
Well, the thing is that they're actually being held down by this Death Rider thing. They could go out and do things as singles wrestlers that they can't do because they're Jon Moxley's bitch.
Yeah. There's a custard store down the street, Marina Shafir. If you want to start pouring yogurt, that's the place to go. Wheeler Yuta, I don't know. Maybe they need a DJ at a disco, at a roller disco. I don't know. But getting the belt off of Moxley is hugely important for AEW right now. It is the championship is handcuffed, and there's no end to it unless Swerve wins. Swerve doesn't win, God only knows what's going to. If Swerve doesn't win, I'm telling you right now.
What if Danielson came back tonight?
If Danielson came back, I'd be fine with that.
But what if Danielson came back and he was the one that cost Mox the title, and then you could have a matchup that you can build between him?
That's fine. I have no problem with that at all. I don't care how much of the kitchen sink you're throwing at this. Have every person from the back come out and be involved with this. Let it just be raining mayhem. Let the crowd involved. Start throwing
Come to
prosthetic
me. I'll
legs.
punch him for you guys.
Yeah, like
A fan comes out and hits someone with the popcorn.
I want to see Joe run around the arena and then plow into John Moxley and send him into the announce table. That's what I want to see.
Look, I know I went on Moxley, but best believe I'm gonna lose my shit if Swerve wins tonight.
You know what? If Mox, I'm telling you right now, I'm booking this guaranteed right now. I will be on the post show, but I will not watch AEW wrestling if John Moxley wins the belt. I will never watch AEW wrestling until they get rid of the belt and get it to somebody else. I'm not going to watch Moxley.
So you're not going to host the
No.
I guess we need someone else.
I'm gonna come on Wednesday nights and do nothing but bitch about every match. I'm not even gonna watch the show. I'm just gonna.
You can always come on the show and not give your opinion and just host. All right, what do you think?
Oh Jesus H! I can't believe it. I'm telling you right now, the Tony Khan. Listen, I don't. If you are Tony Khan's friend, if you have influence with Tony Khan, and Tony Khan's the kind of guy that you could be like, look over there, and he goes, what's over there? If you can be that guy, then convince him that getting the belt to Swerve is the best thing possible. That's all I'm saying.
I think it'd be really cool if it was Danielson. He hands the case to Swerve. Swerve opens it up, and it's just like, oh
yeah, like light it up like a bright light.
Yeah, just like the gold is coming out, like a big beam of gold is coming.
And then
out.
Danielson puts a bag on Swerve, and we get the whole story.
He's like, I'm part of the Death Riders, you bastard.
Everybody throws the Death Riders. All right, guys, that is the end of the show. As always, we made these predictions just for you, so you can go forward and place the house and the mother and the children on the line and just pray to God that the predictions go through and that way you don't lose your wife, your kids, and the house. Whew,
or here's an idea. Don't bet your mortgage on the wrestling show.
Yeah, don't bet. Yeah, because, you know.
Yeah, probably know your limit and play within it.
Yeah, take $1, put it on the line, put it all on. Let it ride on the line.
I'm rolling my dollar out.
I am truly thankful that you can't actually bet real money on FanDuels and stuff like that on wrestling matches. It would be the most ridiculous thing in the world.
There are some sites out there that have betting odds for wrestling matches.
Oh, good Lord. Listen, I know.
So if you're a booker, you could like get your buddy to do it and rake in the money, right?
Yeah.
That's why you can never. That's why, like WWE tried to get it, and there's just way too many pitfalls to it.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you're dealing with people that like Vince McMahon just changes shit on a whim. I mean, like,
Daddy was doing this. I don't know. And then you got the mob after you.
It leads on to the eventual conclusion. Like, I wouldn't imagine the amount of money people lost when Cody didn't finish the story in the first time at the first WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was like, just imagine the degenerates betting on wrestling.
I'm going to burn the house down for assurances.
Yeah.
Guys, it has been a pleasure. As always, if you want to get in touch with us, multiple ways to do it. All the clickety-clack on the keyboard leads you to all the locations of which we are at. Our AFW homepage, the messenger, the website. You want to get a shirt? I'll tell you how to get a shirt. Multiple ways to get a shirt. You go to prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling, and you can get your shirt on your back and show the world exactly who you are.
Or you can go to prowrestlingtees.com/Adrian Adonis for your pro wrestling gear.
Yes. Now, tonight, immediately following Dynasty, we're going to be right back here. Sans EVP Joe, who may or may not call in, we will go over all the results. We will talk about the matches. I will reveal the winners, the locks of the night. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to have it all here for you immediately following Dynasty. So on behalf Canada Dry, on behalf of EPP Joe, I am the JFB.
And remember that sometimes in life things are really hard. Do your best to fight it. Don't give in to the depression. Don't give in to the darkness. Yeah. You have to fight. You see that crack of light coming through the darkness? You break it open and you put the devil in a sharpshooter, raise your fist in the air and just keep fighting. Hey, Billy, did you know that your mother is not your real mother?
Thanks for tuning in. This has been Tony Schiavone for the All Fan Wrestling Network.
Who the hell's Billy?